Hello everyone, welcome to Texture Myth. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to medical coding anatomy, and that is unilateral anatomical term of direction. So if you remember, we have from the last couple of sessions we are talking about anatomical term of direction, and today is the final session for that, because by this unilateral, like, we are done with all the type of anatomical term of direction, right? So today we will be discussing what exactly unilateral anatomical term of direction, what type of information it basically provide to us, and how it is utilized in medical related terminologies. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for timing we are just mainly focusing on what is unilateral anatomical term of direction. But prior to that, you should know what are other types of directions that we have already covered. Okay, and for that, what you can do, you can refer the Texture Myth digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find thousands of sessions available in both Hindi as well as English language. So without any language barrier, you can easily consume the content, and in case if there is any question for you, you can simply reach out to me through comment section, where I can personally help you to answer that question. Okay. Alright, so let's get started with the definition itself. So here you can see we have noted down the definition in a simple terms. So unilateral means occurring on only one side of the body. Okay, occurring on only one side of the body. Now in simple word, you can say that when a structure, a condition, finding, or a procedure affect only the right side or maybe the left side but not both, then it is described as a unilateral. Okay, that means unilateral means only one side, either the left side or the right side. Now let's talk about the word, like how this word came into the picture. The word unilateral comes from the Latin. Uni means one, lateral means side. So literally unilateral means one side. Now look at the opposite term. If you remember, in our last session we talked about the bilateral. So it is the opposite of unilateral. Okay, unilateral and bilateral are opposite to each other, where unilateral means one side only and bilateral means both sides. So if we talk about the example, so unilateral knee pain means only one knee, either right or left, hurts. In case of bilateral knee pain, means both the right and left knee hurt. Okay, now let's see more examples so that we have more clarity on this topic. So the first example says the patient has unilateral right knee osteoarthritis. The patient has unilateral right knee osteoarthritis. That means only the right knee shows sign of osteoarthritis, not the left one. Okay, so only the right one, not the left one. Next we have is unilateral pneumonia was seen on the chest x-ray isolated to the left lower lobe. That means infection was present only in the left lung, not in the right lung. Okay. Similarly, the surgeon performed a unilateral mastectomy on the left side. So here only the left breast was surgically removed, not the both. Now if you remember, in last session also we talked about a similar kind of example, but there we were using the term bilateral, and that's why we were talking about the two things, both sides, right? But this time we are using the term as unilateral. That means only one side, one thing. Okay. Then next we have is a unilateral leg edema suggests a local cause such as DVT. So swelling in the one leg points toward a localized clot rather than a systematic disease. Okay. So these are some examples. Now if we want to see particularly for the medical coding related terms, then you can see in medical coding ICD-10 CM CPT the word unilateral appears very frequently and has a direct coding implication. Unilateral pneumonia means lung infection present in only one lung. Unilateral hydronephrosis means swelling only in the one kidney due to the obstruction. Okay, so let's take example. So if there is a swelling of both the kidneys due to the obstruction, we will call it as a bilateral hydronephrosis. But if swelling only on the one kidney due to the obstruction, then we will call it as a unilateral hydronephrosis. Clear? Third thing is unilateral oophorectomy. That means surgical removal of only one ovary. Okay. Similarly, we have next example, that is unilateral total knee arthroplasty, which means surgical replacement of only one knee joint. Okay, not both, only one knee joint. So you can simply say that when we are talking about both knees, we will use bilateral. If we are using one knee, we are talking about unilateral. Next is unilateral inguinal hernia. That means a hernia present only one side of the groin. Next is unilateral carpal tunnel syndrome. Nerve compression present in only one wrist. Okay, so if nerve compression is present only in the one wrist, then we will denote it with the help of unilateral carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, so I think till now everything is clear. What is unilateral, what is bilateral, and you know what, by this session we are good with all kind of types that comes under a medical terms of direction. Okay, so we are done with all types of direction. If you remember from last sessions, we were talking about these example one by one, and till now like we have covered almost every type of medical terms of directional term, anatomical directional term. So now next what we will be doing, like from now onwards, we are going to talk about the next series where we will talk about some other thing. But before we move into that part, I would request you to go through each and every session till now, because once we start the advanced part, it might cause some issue for you if you haven't watched the previous session. Okay, that's why it is very important to follow the session sequentially. Okay, all right, so now for today there is one question for all of you, but before we move into that question, let's remember this concept thoroughly. So for that you can follow this trick. So here you can see uni means one, so just compare it with a unicycle. That means a cycle which has only one wheel. Okay, so just like a unicycle has only one wheel, unilateral means only one side of the body. Correct? Similarly, we have so many examples that you can relate with unilateral, like unicycle, as I mentioned, one wheel. Uniform. So whenever we are wearing a uniform, we know that uniform means one cloth or one outfit for everyone, right? So that's why we are using uniform. Unicorn, that means one horn. Unilateral, that is one side of the body. So this is how like you can relate the things with the commonly used words and phrases, so that whenever you want to relate it, you can recall it with the help of those words only. Okay, so yeah, I think now it's quite clear to all of you what is unilateral, what is bilateral, and all the other anatomical terms of direction that we have already covered. From next session we will talk other things, and for today there is one question for all of you: what is bilateral anatomical terms of direction? I'm sure you know the answer of this question, so you can directly share it in the comment section, because once you start writing the answers in the comment, it will indicate me that you are learning from these series, and then accordingly I will start preparing the more sessions for it. Okay, so yeah, I think now we are good with this session, and also like your answers will help others to relate and to find out the actual meaning, because if let's say if someone is not aware of the answer, they can simply look at your answer in the comment section, so that they can find the solution. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching TechShare.